Hello again, it's good to have you here with me in the studio today. So we're just going to pre-mix a few colours. Some white with blue will give us a nice sky blue. And then we'll need some green, so we'll take some yellow and some blue and mix those two together to get a nice green. And then we can take some of that green and we can add in some brown, some raw umber, to make a darker green. Now that'll give us a few colours to get started with. We can always add to it later. We're going to be painting on some toned paper today, and I've taken diluted raw umber and I'm just making some simple lines. We're going to need a diagonal line for the first hill, a wiggly line for the foliage in the front, another diagonal line going in the opposite direction for the little house to stand on, and then for the trees I just start with 3 little sticks, 3 simple lines, and then sort of triangular shapes for the trees, and I'll put them all at different heights to make it more interesting. Of course you could change the number of trees to what you would prefer. Same with the colours, nothing's set in stone, you can change the colours up too. This just gives you a rough idea of what's possible. And I might add a little building on the top of the hill over there. So just an upside down V shape with a couple of parallel lines, that should do it. Now I'm taking my nice big brush because it goes quickly, and I'm going to block in the sky colour. That's our blue mixed with white. And I'm using quick brush strokes because this is just a sketch. We don't have to be too precise. We're just making a quick little artwork today. We're going to take our middle value green, not the darkest one, and we're going to block in the fields. And you'll notice that on the middle field, I'm going to leave a little gap at the top and the bottom to allow for some lighter grass in those areas. And to add some sunshine to our grass, we're going to add some yellow into our green paint at the bottom of the middle section and at the top where we left the gaps. We're going to take our darkest green for the foreground, for the foliage at the front, and we're just blocking it in nice and quickly. It's a very quick project this, it's only a 15-minute sketch, so we don't get too particular about the details, just nice loose brush strokes. And we can also paint the shadowed side of each tree in the same color. And now we can take some yellow and add it to the light side of each tree. And I'm just feathering it in with the brush, not making a solid line, making more of a jagged line. Now if we add some more blue into our dark green, it will make a very dark green, which would be good for the dark side of the trees. And we could also add the impression of some bushes and things off in the distance with that same color. We can take a nice light yellow now, so you could add some white to your yellow to make it lighter. And we can add some sunshine into the grass and on the right hand side of the trees where the light would hit the trees. And while we're doing that, I'd like to ask you a big favor. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. And while I've got that colour on the brush, I think I might dab a few highlights in the bushes in the front as well. Now we can add some finishing touches to our sketch. It's coming along nicely. We might just touch up the sky in between the trees, add a shadow to the trunks of the trees, and maybe start working on that little house on the hill. Now our little building's quite far off in the distance, so we're not going to see too many details in that. We're just going to add some little blobs of green around the house to make the impression that it's some trees around it as well. And we can take a very light yellow and just sprinkle a few highlights here and there. Not too many, just a few would be good enough for the effect that we're looking for. Some final little details. We'll just take some brown and make little shadows behind each of the trees. And then I'm thinking about the distance. You would see some greenery off in the distance behind the hills. So I'm going to add a tiny amount of green just to the bottom part of the sky in that area. Then I'll just blend those two colours nice and smoothly together just to finish it off. And there we have a beautiful sun-drenched Tuscan scene. This has been a great project for me today because I have some very happy memories of time spent in Tuscany. I'm so happy with the way the study turned out that I think I'm going to keep it in my special box for future projects, and I might turn it into a painting one day. Thank you so much for watching and for following along and for subscribing. If you're feeling inspired, you might want to try these tutorials too. And I'll see you in the next video.